So we're going to make this card. And I'll wait just a couple of minutes to see if Diane can get on. It went off, actually, and so this is a new broadcast. So, sorry, I won't even apologize because there's nothing I can do about it. Is anybody else here? Let me know, write in the comments. Let me know if you're here. I'm sorry, my phone went off, failed the signal. So hopefully Diane will get on, and maybe Yvonne and Ronnie. Ronnie, you're probably better at this than I am. If you're here, please leave a comment. You don't have to write a whole bunch of stuff. Just say, I'm here. So, Rebecca, I'm going to get started. If you're just the only one here, well, that's just the way it is. We're going to make this card using the beautiful Thistle bundle. And I'm going to show you the measurements, and I will have the measurements down below in the comments. This is a fresh Freesia, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And Old Olive, 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And basic white, 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. And then the sentiment is 2 5/8 by 5/8. And then I have a piece of whisper basic white, which I will stamp the thistle on. So that's my first order of business, is to stamp the thistle. And you can always catch the replay. Please let me know. And if you share this, I will choose one person to receive the card that we're making today. So I'm using Memento black ink, and I'm going to ink up the thistle, and that won't matter. I did a little bit of a whoops there, but I'll be cutting it out anyway. But first I'm going to color it. I'm using Old Olive blends. So I'm just going to color all the leaves. Thanks, Rebecca. There should be a share button right on the bottom, but maybe not. So I'm just going to color these in real quick. And if you're here, please leave me a note. And I apologize for having to start all over again. My phone just went offline. And even though I've got good reception back here in my room, it didn't work. So anyway, I'm using Old Olive to color the leaves of the thistle. We don't especially like thistles, but this is such a beautiful one that it's fun to use it. I think there hasn't been a lot of love given to this stamp set, and it's really beautiful, and it is retiring. So if you want it, get it now before it's gone, because it's going to be gone forever. So I'm just coloring, just having some fun coloring. Yes, that's what you would have to do, Rebecca, is to, and then once you get to my Jan Stamping Creations, then you just keep refreshing until I come up. So I'm going to do the Fresh Freesia blends, and I'll just do a little bit of dark down here, and then I'll add the light and kind of blend it in. That's what these blends are for. So I did just a little bit of the dark, and then I'm going to take and blend in the light. It's kind of fun to color, you know, it really is. So I'm just blending in that darker and making it. Can you see it, Rebecca? Is it coming through? I'm sorry about that. I just feel bad. If you're here, please let me know. So now I'm going to cut this thistle out using the die. So this is the die that fits. And I'm just going to run that through and I can use the mini embossing machine, die cutting and embossing machine. So I need to cut that off. About the widest you can use is about 3.5 inches. So I'm just cutting that down. So here we go. We're going to run this through the little machine. And my sandwich is the number 1, the white, and then I'm going to use an acrylic, and I pull it back about about half an inch, and then put the other one up to match the white one, and then just run it through. And that's a great way to make sure it goes through every time. And so we now have the thistle cut. So now I can go on to assembling the card. So first we're going to, before I put the thistle down, I'm going to use my small blending brush, and I'm going to use the Fresh Freesia ink, and I'm going to just very gently add just a little bit of ink, and I'll get rid of the blobs, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of ink just to give that just a little bit of a background so that that thistle really stands out. So I'm just adding. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining. I'm sorry I had a whoops at the front and end, and still learning. I'll get it down. Okay, so here we go. I've added just a little bit of Fresh Freesia ink, and then I'm going to add my thistle, and I'm actually going to use dimensionals. Give it some pop, and I'll cut a few of these side ones just so that I can give the bottom a little pop. And I think I'm going to have to cut that in half again. Okay, so add this here, and that should be enough. And I'll take off all those little backings. And I'm going to add that right there. Okay, then we're going to use some seal and put that will be mounted on my old olive, which is 5 by 3 3/4. And then this will be put on the front of the card, and this is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. So I'm going to add this right here. And then because I can and I like to put something inside, I'm going to stamp that smaller thistle, this one. I'm going to stamp it on the inside just because it's always nice to finish off the card. I'm going to use the old olive ink, and I'm just going to leave that just like that, and not going to add anything else. Just carry it through to the inside. So this goes inside. This is 5 1/4 by 4, and that goes inside. And now we are going to do the sentiment. And the sentiment is thinking of you. And I'm going to use old olive. And I'm going to test it on here. Yep, got a good one. So I'm going to do thinking of you. And then I'm just going to cut this at an angle, kind of like that. And to get the same angle, I'm going to put this down here and then cut so I have the same angle there. And then I'll put this up also with dimensionals, pop it up with dimensionals, and
I'm home.
Yeah, I see. And this is going to go right here. Now, to finish it off, I'm going to be adding the opaque adhesive back gems. Aren't these gorgeous? These are the gems I'm going to be using. And again, I think these are retiring. Not sure about that. Probably. And I'm going to, I'll just use I'm going to add a few of these around just to give it just a little bit of bling, because that's what we like, is lots of bling. Right there. And maybe another one right here, and maybe just a couple of little ones. And one more over here. They say you're supposed to use uneven, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I used 5. So there it is. That's the card. And talk about simple. It really is simple, and I'm really loving this set. In fact, I often get rid of a lot of sets, but this is one set I'm going to keep because I like the sentiments, and the sentiments include best wishes, so it could be for anything. Thanks for being a wonderful example to me. There is something beautiful in every day. Thinking of you and your strength inspires me. I love the sentiments in this. So there it is. So share my thank you, Zaina. I hope I said your name right. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I had a problem at first, but I appreciate it. And everyone that shares will be entered into a drawing to receive this card. Oh, Lisa, well, am I enabling you? I think I am. But I love this card, and I just, you know, it's so, as you can see, it went together really, really fast. So, anyway, that's it. And that's all I have for you today. I want to do this every Wednesday, but I want to keep it short so you guys aren't on here all day. And don't forget that the last chance list is out. And if there's anything you need, let me know, and I will, I'll let you go. Thank you very much for joining me, and let me know if you watched it on the replay. Thank you. Bye.